Greetings, duelists, and welcome to Deck Report Season 4, Week number 5. So, I am still playing Maliss, as you can see here on the screen. I am still playing the going second, I guess we can call it power spell build, because it plays over 20 spell cards, even though none of them are striker spell cards. So, I played at two events this week. I played locals in Titan Games on Thursday, and I also played at a Supreme Darkness case tourney slash PS5 tournament at DMK Esports. Also, this Saturday, I went X1 on Thursday locals. It was 4 rounds, so my record was 3-1. And I ended X2-1 on the DM Cave tourney, which was 5 rounds. My matchups were pretty much all Ryzeal and Maliss, except for one match on Thursday, which was against Dragon Link. My loss on Thursday was to the mirror match. It was to the Maliss mirror match, and shoutouts to Diego, like my opponent. He actually played it really well. He actually, I have nothing to say about that match. He actually got me because the way he won that game was he started with Underground. He activated Underground, and for those who have played Maliss in the past, you know that Underground is like the weakest starter. You almost never want to start with that card before activating other cards. So there was a point where he summoned Splash Mage, and he tried to resummon with Splash Mage, and I bestialed the target from Splash Mage, and that made it so his triple tactic talents and triple tactic thrust both resolved, which ended up giving him an advantage in the duel. So, very clever move by my opponent. He actually baited me very hard with that odd sequence of plays just to make both talents and thrust live. I learned from that match not to commit into those cards more, which you will see with this build. But what happened at the DNK event is I tied with the Malice Mirror again, and shoutouts to Ramon Rivera. I might do an upload of that match here in this channel. We did have a feature match in the DMK channel, so if we end up getting a recording of that, I'll post the match and probably do post-match commentary on it. My two losses were both to pure Ryzeal, and it was post side deck. And they were both my losses were the same way. It was on game 3, and it was because of Solemn Judgment and Solemn Strike. So, yeah, I guess I'll talk more about what I've learned from those matches and stuff that I might be doing with the deck moving forward. But I'll just show you a list. So, 3 Dormouse, 3 Rabbit, 3 Cat, Magna, triple Druisworm, 1 Dustscaper, triple Drawling Lugbird. That's it for monsters. Triple Underground, triple Allure of Darkness, triple Mind Control, triple Talents, Lightning Storm, Change of Heart, Controller, Thrust, Gold Sark, Duster, Terraforming. And the 3 Maliss traps. The main deck is 41. Extra, Decoder, Lingerivo, Dark, Lizardos, Splash Mage, SP, Ramson, Binder, Cryptor, Griffin, Firewall, Access Code, Neo Tempest, Packbit, and Disableworm. Side deck, triple Phantasme. I was borrowing one, so pretend this is the third Phantasme. Triple Shifter, triple Ash Blossom, triple Imperm, and triple Impulse. Okay, so explanation time. I'll start with the side deck. I'll go with Phantasme first. So this by far was my best choice in the side deck. I really like this card a lot. This card actually won me a couple of games, especially versus the Maliss Mirror. So if you've seen my past deck reports, you already know that this deck struggles with 2 issues whenever they go second. And one of the main issues is just opening very awkward hands with either multiple Maliss names or no Maliss names at all. Phantasme helps fix that issue. It's so easy for your Maliss opponent to end on 2 to 3 Link monsters, which gives you enough draws with this card. In my Maliss Mirror match that I had, I ended up summoning Phantasme to draw 4 cards. And those 4 cards were enough to just fix my hand and help me break the board going second. This also was helpful against Dragon Link. I also played against one Dinosaur. I also forgot to mention that. And I did side this versus my Dinosaur opponent. Shouts to Jeremy. So yeah, I don't regret this card. I don't regret playing this card. Winter Cherries is still really good in the mirror, and I know this card plays into Thrust like rougher than like the Winter Cherries. However, I actually did like this card. I don't regret this. This will probably stay in my side as long as Maliss is in the format. So I moved Shifter to the side, and in the main deck you saw Droll and Lockbird. I just felt that Shifter, as good as Shifter is against a lot of decks, especially Ryzeal, it's not really that good versus the Maliss Mirror. And really good players are going to play around this card. So I kind of just wanted a more impactful hand trap, or at least a hand trap that just serves the same purpose and doesn't shut down my engine entirely game 1, but at the same time was as impactful as Shifter versus like at least decks like Ryzeal. And I really like Droll Lockbird. It really did help. I did win a couple of games because of it. So I don't regret this choice. I think this card is going to be really good right now, especially when Supreme Darkness hits and Mitsurugi is in the format. I think Mitsurugi is actually a real deck. I'm not capping. Also, Crystron is going to enter the format, same as Ryogi Sword Soul. And those decks do all fold to Droll and Lockbird. So, as far as deck decisions go, I don't regret this one. This one was really good. It actually paid off, at least for the event that I played at. Everything else in my side is pretty much standard. Like, I mainly just play a lot of hand traps for whatever decks have a very high ceiling against like the actual decks I face against. The other choice that you saw me making is that I cut two of the bestials and I swapped them for Lightning Storm. So against Ryzeal, the only bestial that you really want to open is Druisworm. Druisworm is like the only real bestial against that matchup, just because it can get rid of Detonator. But you still have an issue, and that issue is Ryzeal Cross. And this card helps you deal with that. The other thing is the way I'm playing the deck now. I'm trying to avoid getting Talenced and Thrusted. So I just don't summon the Bestials on turn 0 unless it is very imperative for me to summon the Bestials. I just mainly hold the Bestial for the next turn and just use it as an extender to try to push through their interruptions. And that's where Lightning Storm comes in. I only drew Lightning Storm once, and it was against my Dinosaur opponent, which they summoned all the monsters in defense position, so they did play around it. They had no back row, so this card really didn't do anything. As opposed to this, I did reveal and resolve Duster a lot. There was one game against Maliss where I opened both Duster and Lightning Storm. However, when I dusted them, they summoned the Whitebinder with the 06, and I did have Phantasme on hand, and I had to choose whether or not to resolve Phantasme. And me resolving Lightning Storm would have blown up the entire board, but my hand was fairly weak, so I kind of needed the Phantasme to resolve. And Phantasme, I pretty much just put back both my Lightning Storms with the Phantasme when I drew them. Again, I will probably do post commentary on that feature match. So I can't really say whether or not Lightning Storm is effective in this deck or in this format, because the only times I did draw the card were times where the card is not like the card was an oddity. So yeah. I think that's it for explanations. The one thing I will say is, deck building wise, I think my choice was not incorrect. The one thing I did do incorrect, and I think is something I'm gonna have to I just keep learning more and more things about the format as I just keep playing more games, which is why I don't mind this format at all. I think this format is very fun. It's just a matter of you adapting to what players are doing. I think game 1, playing against Ryzeal, you going second is not bad at all. It's not really an issue. Post game 1, it became an issue for me because a lot of my opponents were citing Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, and I actually did end up being a victim to those cards. And when they open Solemns, it's really hard to win, because you can only do so much against so many Solemns. And those games where they had the Solemns, I never drew the Lightning Storm, so there was no real way of just baiting the Solemns and then having my engine go through their interruptions properly. I also opened a lot of weird hands, which again is just typical Maliss hands. I can't do anything about it. Like, the one thing I could try to do is just play Silent Mining, but if you play Silent Mining when you go second, it's like you're going neg 1, and Ash Blossom is very popular in the format, so there's no real other consistency card that can help us at this moment. So yeah, I say as far as Malice goes, the deck is fine. If the deck loses to itself, it loses to itself. I did get Lancia once or twice. I just got used to Lancia by now. I did lose one of my Ryzeal games to Lancia, but at the end of the day, it's just one of those things that cannot be helped. But yeah, that's it from me. I'll probably have a deck profile in this channel very soon. It was one of my Ryzeal opponents, which not only beat me on Swiss, he actually won the entire event. And they've been winning so many events and locals in this past format with the same deck. So stay tuned in the channel to see that. They're already going to YCS Orlando. They won the VIP qualifier for that event, and they also won a free trip to that event as well, like one of our local events. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's it from me. I hope you found this video informative to your liking and understanding. Keep practicing and keep dueling.